young outfits from one of the doctors.
No, okay. It's nice, I like it.
Thank you.
Snazzy.
I'll buy you one.
Now I'm just curious if my audio's working, and hello guys, this is Thought Anthology episode something. I think it's episode 8, and with me today I have Joey, and I'm just triple checking whether or not my speaker is working, and if you can hear this then that means it's working, but I can't know that my speaker is working.
Hello, outside world.
Hello, it's working. Testing, 1, 2, 3. On this episode, I wanted to talk about mental health with Joey and the recent event that we went through, which is walking off the wall within. Yeah, you want to say g'day?
G'day.
G'day.
How's it going?
So, maybe we should just actually.
Well, it was hard. Can you say that?
Well, it's a charity too. It was a charity, it's like a charity thing.
Yeah.
It's like a fundraiser for mental health and PTSD, mainly depression and PTSD. Where you can walk a set distance, but the maximum challenge is 20 kilometres. But the full challenge is 20 kilometres with 20 kilos of weight on, and that's the challenge. It was started by, I can't remember the name of the bloke, but he was a veteran, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was a Afghanistan veteran.
Something like that. And he started out by just wearing a pack and walking it for like 50 kilometres or something like that.
Yeah.
He'd rucking it somewhere.
And he suffered from shell shock, which is now known as PTSD.
Yeah.
And to try and get people aware of his own problems, he walked from Mildura to Adelaide with, I think it was like a 30 kilo pack.
He would have wrecked himself from doing that.
Oh yeah, they were saying, I don't know if you heard it, but they were saying how his feet just look munted by the end of every day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's swollen and red and
That's our determination.
Yeah.
Direct your feet up.
Yeah. I should just say, listeners, that Matty G abandoned us at about the 2k mark, and at 14k's I saw you fucking running. I saw you running, mate.
Yeah, I just copping the soldiers that were there. They were running. I'm like, we can do that.
Yeah.
So I was like, the quicker I can get this done, the quicker I can get the weight off. So
Yeah, but me and the boys like, we look up there,
I wanted to get it over and done with quick.
we're like, shut up.
And once it's over, eh?
Yeah.
It was really challenging though. Like the only thing that was hard about it was the straps on your shoulders, the weight of the straps more than anything.
But you actually did I think you did 22, because you did that last lap with us.
Yeah, but it's that way.
Yeah, but we don't admit that.
I bumped it up a bit. And you were wearing a Ned Kelly outfit.
Yes, because I had a weight vest on, and then I thought I'll put the arm on over the top to add more weight. And I think it ticked over to 21, 22 kilos.
Yeah.
But
The straps on the
I was thinking, okay, might just get some knee pads. Smash it in face. Shit. But you're not authentic then, are you?
Yeah, true. You're not true Ned Kelly.
Yeah. Go hard to go home.
So what made you do it anyway? Like, why did you decide to do the walk off the wall?
Without revealing the reasons, I've recently gone through a very difficult time mentally.
Yeah.
And I had a fair breakdown.
Yeah.
And it got to a point where I had half an hour to live. There was a day in, I think, early mid-December where the letter was written, and I was ready to go. And I was so calm, so peaceful. Okay, this is going to be it. And then I don't know, I finally got out of that stage and moved on a bit, and it just got to the point where whether it's to someone professionally, or whether it's to your mates or great mates such as yourself. Does the camera get that? The red in his face.
No,
but it gets the t-shirt though.
Anyway, keep going.
But yeah, sorry. And then, and I've had great mates, and, it was about talking about it first and then able to treat that. And it is the hardest thing, because, nobody wants to be deemed as, mental health or insane or loss of their mind. There's two, and in today's society, especially even men to an extent, it's so hard, because there is this bracket that we've got to fall into, be macho men with, who don't cry and we don't have feelings, we don't feel pain, But the most important thing is just to talk about it if you're not well,
Yeah.
And once you did that, I could go and get help. And, I got help from all corners of the globe. And I received support from people I haven't seen in years, people I've never even spoken to more than a sentence. And they've all reached out, and the support base has been really shocking. It's been amazing. I'd like to thank them all, you know.
That's good, dude.
And then I read about the war within, I think it was on Facebook, it came up as an upcoming event, and when I saw PTSD, which I suffer from medium to low grade, they said PTSD is very famous for not being curable.
Yeah.
And yet, there was a form of therapy which I've undertaken in the past and currently, which is called EMDR.
Yeah.
And it's almost kind of acts as like a mix between hypnotism and exposure therapy.
Yeah.
And the idea is that it calms the memory and you're able to live with it. And the idea was, when I saw that this walk was for it, I thought, yeah, that's great. And when you push yourself to your limits, there's a challenge, like, okay, I want to try that. I want to see how I can go in my state, you know. And, you know, with you, we all did it, you know.
Yeah.
I think it was you, myself, and 2 others did the 20 Ks with 20 kilos, you know.
Yeah. Which is very impressive.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's very impressive.
I think we were all surprised about the lap, you know. We expected it to be one massive loop, but it was just like repetitive little circle.
Yeah, but it makes sense to do repetitive because like, they had like the 2 to 4.
Yeah, and they ticked you off as you went past. Yeah, that was great.
So it made sense like that. Yeah, I remember, when I was doing it, just how, like, fucking, at the point around about 14 Ks, how much pain I was in. It wasn't like, because the walking's easy, it's just the pain of the weight.
Yeah, oh yeah, like you said earlier, it wasn't your knees that really caved in, it was your shoulders.
Yeah.
You know, because...
That was the main challenge. Maybe I should tell why I did it.
Yeah, well, go on.
Well, I was going to do it last year when it first came out, and then it was a distant memory after that. And then I bought a weighted vest just because I wanted to mix up my exercises a bit.
20 kilo
vest too. Because I'm insane.
Yeah. That's why we love you.
They get heavier than that too, but no, you would hurt yourself that way. Yeah, so I decided to buy one, and then all of a sudden I got a reminder online about walking off the wall within. I'm like, oh, I'll do that again. Of course, like, I've gone through, like, my whole mental challenges and stuff like that. I've been, like, going through, like, shit like that for, like, years. But, yeah, so the main reason why I generally do it was also, like, spreading awareness is one, but also I really enjoy physical challenges. And so this was, you really just about being able to do something. This is definitely something kind of not at the same time, but something different that I would enjoy, and I would enjoy the challenge. So I like pushing myself.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've known you for something like 6 years now, but you know, only the last few weeks have we actually got and had more of a chat about things.
Yeah,
and it's been great because I've discovered that you're this really challenging person. I mean, not as in hard to talk to or approach, but in the sense of, you know, you've got multiple events throughout the week that you do to keep your physical and mental health intact and challenge yourself. And they're not easy things either.
Yeah.
And it's great, you know, it's like you're always looking to improve, and that's something which, you know, people need to do more of, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like doing that actually will help your mental health more.
Oh, yeah, it grows you as a person.
Yeah, because, like, you're really facing all these physical challenges you overcome, and then you get that bit of an endorphin rush.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, man, I'm doing this again.
Now I can go do coke.
I can do coke next. Oh, shit, now I'm addicted.
Yeah.
$1,000 in debt with a gang. So that's why I did that, and I think that's a pretty interesting, your reasons are pretty good. I really like it.
Oh, thanks. Nice, I got your approval, you know.
No, it's, you don't need mine.
Oh, yes, I do, because I love you.
Shucks. It was and the thing about the challenge, it really did represent mental health to a degree, because it was the mental challenge, and that's basically what it symbolizes. Because, like, in the army, of course, like, when you're doing your trainings and you're rucking, that's like, it's not really being the fittest, it's more about being the mentally tough. Yeah. And that's, you can see that in the symbolism of the challenge.
Oh, yeah, and it's the same with the police force. You know, you could be 6 foot tall, built like a brick shit house, but you know, they're not going to take you if you get offended by someone saying cunt to you.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. The same thing with the special forces. Like, you would expect, like, big, huge guys, which there are big, huge guys in special forces, but, like, sometimes, like, a little tough guy would get, because, like, you can just survive. Like,
that liberatory type of dude.
Yeah, the guy that'll take a bunch of punches, like Rocky Balboa, and just keep getting up.
Yeah. And I think it's good because, you know, there was a week ago today, wasn't it? And it was 900 to 1,000 people there.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's
and
good.
they flooded in, and that was really good. It was nice to see everyone get around. There was dogs, there was kids, there was everything. It was great.
Yeah,
Man.
huge bunch of badass or something. Didn't they get donated $5,000 for the event or something like that from somewhere?
Yeah, and a lot of it came out of their pocket. Like for those who don't know, when you apply for the registration for it, it came up as you can go for free, you can go for $5, $10, or 25.
Yeah.
And it said that the event was all, like you said, like a charity event.
Yeah.
They actually came out of their pocket for it, and
Yeah.
they didn't actually demand anything back. So I think they might have actually made more from that than saying, "Give us this,"
Yeah. From actually being like showing some decency, I guess.
Oh yeah, because that's the other thing with mental health is people think, oh, I can't afford to go and talk to the local hospital or a psychiatrist or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like, well, hang on, yeah, you can. Because A, you can't put the price of your health, and B, in the sense of that there's more avenues to go into.
Yeah.
Rather than just, oh, you got to do this or this.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah. That's true. That is true.
Like they're going to say help is actually there if you need it. Like,
yeah.
You can go up to the hospital and say, look, from these things.
Yeah.
They might give you information. They might say,
That's good. Yeah.
Now, and like those things are great because they're people that get around each other and inside and out.
That's that sort of partnership's good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing the armour kind of said. This bloke fought for his mates. This bloke went back for his mates.
Yeah.
And so that's friendships.
You want to give us a synopsis of what you think happened?
I am a drills Andre's expert on the League story. But it's just that thing of mateship, loyalty, and standing up properly.
Yeah.
And
That's
you tackle it back.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, a bit like us with footy,
Yeah.
I tackle you, you're going to tackle me
back. Exactly. Yeah, you keep that grudge.
Slap me, you're going to kick my teeth in,
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's always a fair call.
But I'm not a Collingwood supporter, so you can't do
it.
Yeah.
So did you also just have a general interest in mental health, or you just like?
No, well, I was, I don't know. I've had a lot of things in my life, and I've bounced back off the ball very, very easy.
Yeah.
But the last 6 months, I've had about 4 things all coincide. Some very, 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 very serious. Some not so serious. Some personal, some professional.
Yeah.
And it just kind of just all hit you at the same time.
Yeah.
And looking back, it's funny when you come out of it, you think, wow, I never stopped working well at my job in that time.
Yeah.
Or wow, I never stopped doing whatever it is. I mean, I stopped eating and I lost 12 kilos in 9-10 weeks.
Yeah.
And they pills and down weight.
Yeah.
So I was getting to a stage where I had no walking stick.
Yeah.
But that's all right. The colour returned to my skin. And I've started to feel better. And now we're in a much better place.
Spot, and you've got better mate training now.
Absolutely, yeah. Look at the bloke I'm talking to. In the sunshine.
Yeah, mate, putting with your mates. You got Bergie.
Yeah, and I got me rock and roll.
Rock and roll as well. You play music and everything.
Yeah.
Just guitar you play? Like, what do you play?
I started off playing drums back in the high school.
Yeah.
But then I just went to guitar, and then I went to vocals, and now in the last 3 months I've taken professional guitar lessons and really improved. So it's just something to sit down and play. A song at a party is all you need.
Yeah, a few chords and you're good to go. No, that's cool. I like instruments. I tried to play the banjo back in the day. I had to sell it because I had no time after all. But I got decent at it. Like I was trying to play Talking Mountain Breakdown. Like cool banjo songs.
Yeah, I know. I've heard of it.
Yeah, I tried to play that song. That song's fucking hard. It's like it's by Bill Scruggs. He's the one that developed the 3-finger pick style.
Yeah.
There's the quickness you have to do with your finger rolls and the transitions and making sure it's smooth is just insane.
Yeah, because it's all within that wrist too. It's not, and
Yeah.
you know, it's not within like the whole arm movement like guitar or even some of the bass stuff.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it's like all in that wrist, and you're just breaking your fingers trying to do it.
And it's very dexterous. It's just very impressive. I love that, and it's amazing to watch. But like, it sounds country and hick as shit. And, like, it's real, like they're like the death metal country. They play very well. So I guess that's a good comparison.
Why don't you just make a whole new genre? Death
banjo.
Death banjo.
Oh, that'd be cool. I might buy one again and start practicing and see where I can get.
Yeah, and I'll sit there next to you and we'll just make a duo.
That'd be cool.
Busking on the street with like straw hats and pieces of like hay in our mouth, you know.
Wearing overalls and having our cousins nearby.
Yeah, it's hard out today. It's even harder tomorrow. All right, let's go. Key and G.
Yeah, no, that's a good skill to have. It's actually, I think a lot of studies show that like playing music is good for your brain health as well. Anyway, because it keeps that activity going.
Yeah, it's that activity. Yeah, like even video games. You know, I'm not a gamer anymore. I kind of got to a few things in my life, but when it was great for that hand-eye coordination. When you go to work, you get to it's kind of level with your hands. You know? And that's the same thing with music. And it takes you to a different place. The drill, or whatever hobby you do. Like you're in that zone of taking you out of that mindset you're in to escape to this thing to improve yourself. You get the endorphin rush, and it just, makes you better. A little bit better. It gives you a little boost. Just a little bit. Okay. Yeah.
Generally, I find like I think I've spoken about it. I don't think I've posted it, but I've spoken before about mental health with other people, and I'm actually like I wasn't originally interested in it until I did my my placement at the hospital. Until I had my opportunity to sit there and actually pay attention to some patients and stuff like that. I won't mention names or any cases or anything like that. But
we'll all lose our jobs.
We'll all lose our jobs. But I found I enjoy it for the fact that it's interesting to see people's perspectives by their biology. Like, let's say, for example, a schizophrenic patient who's experiencing hallucinations or visual hallucinations. That is something is happening with their biochemistry that is making them for that to happen.
That's right.
And the way in which they interpret that is as their reality as they perceive it, because it is their reality. It's inside their own head.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And then you have a discussion with these people, and you see how they try to rationalize with these experiences they have, like, and how they try to control them or try to, or they'll try to work with them. And it's quite interesting because you're working with somebody's philosophy affected by their biology, and those are everything I enjoy about ed sciences and philosophy. They're the good combination of the two.
Yeah, and you'd be interested to see how which medication treats which cause, like what neural pathways. Like, okay, so it's going to channel it through that. But if we give them that, we can't because that combines with that drug. You know?
Yeah, and it's quite interesting. It becomes pretty cool, and that's what makes it funky fresh.
It's funky fresh.
Yeah, so I didn't realise I'd enjoy it until I did that, and that's the reason why I enjoy it. Which is,
And it's interesting too, because you're I think you're older than me, but we're both still very young people.
Yeah.
And to come into this environment, like when I was introduced to the hospital environment at the age of just turning 18.
Yeah.
You know, and I found myself spear tackling ice addicts and fighting off drunks and dealing with mortuaries and you know, it's a lot to take in for a young person because you're like, wow, this isn't what they told us work's going to be like.
Yeah.
So then when you have people, you know, in psych wards or in normal wards that become aggressive to you, or you see outside working, you know, it's a very interesting experience, but you become numb to it in the end, and that makes it a lot easier because, you know, from an outside perspective, people think, oh, yeah, this person's hallucinating, you better tie them up and put them in a corner. Yeah. No. The worst thing you can do is do that. You know, you've got to be there to treat and care for them.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same with any aggressive situation. You're there to talk it down and then care for this person, not fight them one-on-one.
Yeah.
You know, because it's all about caring for people.
Yeah.
People make the world go round. They are the best thing this planet has, and that's why it's important to talk about mental health.
Yeah, exactly right. Oh, we've been gone for already. Nearly 20 minutes already. That's gone quick.
Do you want me to get my cock out now?
No, I'll be right. My channel might get quit.
No one ever says yes to that offer.
Oh, I wonder why. It's kind of
Look, you can put the Zoom on, can't you?
I'll upload the porn after.
Excellent, Smithers.
Bum,
Get your banjo music going.
Oh,
Banjo porno. Now we're talking.
banjo porn.
Hmm.
How would that work?
Well, it could be two things. It could be a soundtrack, or you could just like slide down the banjo.
Yeah, you could. Try, yeah. You could have like a rim job from a banjo, maybe.
Yeah,
Couple
yeah,
strings down.
Yeah. Insert it. You know.
Yeah, you could. Oh, yeah, you could insert it. Rupture insides.
Yeah, even just flick the strings on your nipples.
Yeah, oh, that's the thing. You could probably, yeah.
You know.
Use it as a paddle.
Yeah, it's all about BDSM, isn't it?
Yeah, but I digress.
Yeah. Do you? Why is that?
I don't know. There's quite a. Yeah, now I'm thinking about banjo stuff.
That's funny. I was thinking about porn, but okay.
What other interests do you have, dude?
Nature. I love nature.
Yeah, why is that?
Oh, my mum's a hippie, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Same as my family. My family a bunch of hippies too.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah. The shirt gave that away.
Gave it away.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
no, and you know, growing up, I grew up on a block outside of this town, and it was great to grow up with oranges and grapes and, you know, just being able to have space growing up. You know, some people confined to concrete blocks, you know, all the time in like cities, and you think, wow, they miss out on so much.
Yeah.
And then the older I get, the more you realise, especially with mental health, comes back to mental health, is that you've got to look after your spirit and your soul.
Yeah.
And when you go for a walk, take your shoes off and just walk on the grass. You know, like that's actually good for some parts of your soul, funnily enough.
Yeah.
And, you know, just getting your vitamin D in the sun, you know, or other vitamin Ds.
Yeah.
Or, you know, just taking the time to smell the gum leaves crunched in your hand.
Yeah.
You've just
got
got
a visceral effect of nature.
Yeah, and water's always been proved to be a very calming thing.
Yeah.
You know, and my old man loves water, you know.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've recently taken up boating as a fair hobby. I got my boat licence over a year ago, but I couldn't do anything with COVID, and then blue-green algae when the COVID was gone.
Yeah.
And now we don't have either as much.
Yeah.
And me and my mates just go out on the boat a few times a week now. It's wonderful.
Good.
Yeah, it's that real independence, you know. It ignites you a bit. Like, wow, look what I can do. This is something I could never do before because, like, you know, you challenge yourself.
Yeah.
You know.
Beauty.
Yeah.
Love that. That's good. I had a question. I just got mad. Hold on, give me a moment.
Elevator music.
Elevator music. By the sounds of it, with the words you're explaining, it sounds like you have like some form of belief in spirituality sort of stuff, or no?
Not awfully religious. Like, I believe the Bible happened. It's just the aftermath of, like, from there to now, the story's got a bit lost and a bit mixed.
Okay.
But whether or not, you know, it's scientifically proven that your soul is real and that your soul is something within you and that does get released, and it is, you know, so it's like you've got to look after yourself. People can go about, look at me, I'm going to the gym and I'm all buff. But you're like, yeah, but are you happy, you know, when you're alone? Are you able to joke with yourself while you're alone in the dark, or whatever? Are you able to, you know, nurture your sides with nature or with animals? Animals are a great channel for people, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a big dog fan, and I know a lot of people that are, and they're always good, especially when you take them down the river or down to the water, or, you know, and you combine the few things.
Yeah.
But it's not something I really looked into too much until I realised how sick I was recently.
Yeah.
And then you realise, okay, you've got to look after up here as well as the rest of yourself.
Yeah.
And then once you get that balance, you will find a much steadier life.
Yeah.
But that's not me preaching any religion.
Yeah.
You know.
No, it's not. It sounds like you just have spiritual needs.
Yeah, which is something you go your whole life without knowing, or some people don't believe in, you know.
Yeah.
That's fine. They might be able to live a happy life without it.
Yeah,
you know,
it depends on the individual.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I mean. You've got to nurture each person for each thing. It's like you and I, we chill in a different way that myself and one of my other mates would chill, or you and one of your other mates, you know, because it's horses for courses, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know,
whole different setup, whole different people, different personalities, different desires.
Absolutely. I know some people that feel better from working on their utes. Like, I don't work on my ute, you know, it still runs.
I still understand why people do that. It's quite interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, what was I going to say? Well, overall, I think most people who know that I'm essentially agnostic anyway about that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to believe it. Like, whatever the truth is of basically all the tech stuff there are now, because they're not, I don't think there's sufficient evidence.
Yeah. And either, really.
Yeah, and I haven't died yet, so I don't know.
We can fix that.
Yeah. But, yeah, so
To be continued.
To be continued.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, it makes it more exciting. It's like a choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like spirituality is like a big part of mental health.
Yeah.
Because like when I was doing when it seems to be like with things like addiction, they always seem to use like God and religion as a way of helping manage those things. Like, and
Yeah.
that seems to be quite a strategy to manage
Yeah.
those sort of mental health issues.
I was definitely thinking of that earlier because, like, I think it's a form of inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, you can be inspired. I was inspired to fix my things due to friends and mateship and mainly through music and television,
Yeah.
wherever you can find that inspiration.
Yeah.
And yet other people go to religion because it's so universal in multiple different forms that it's just so easy to reach and pull and say, oh, I've seen this or I know this,
Yeah.
And, whether that's true, like you said, we don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe not. But it still helped this person get to a better place,
Yeah.
and people shouldn't knock whatever got people out of bad places because they got them to a better place, you know what I mean? Doesn't matter if you use chain or rope to pull this person out of the mud, you've got them out,
Yeah, exactly. It's dependent on depends on material attaches to it.
Wingardium Leviosa!
Yeah, I don't know how long I want to make this episode last, to be honest, because I gotta go. I've got a lot going on today, don't I? What's the time?
Time for you to get a watch?
Yeah, time for me to get a watch. Now I left it on charge, getting ready for the day. I'm really keen to actually rollerblade in the city. Like no shit, I'm really keen for that.
How are you going to stop when the little green man goes to the little red man? And how are you going to like stop when you're like, oh no, you're like Scooby-Doo, like, oh shit, you can't stop, so bang!
No, power slide.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then you become a speed bump in the city.
Speed bump. I can't wait for
No.
that. To be continued.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about death. Here we go.
I'll tell you all about it when I get back.
Yeah. I'll just weld the wheels together for you. Like,
That'll really help.
Yeah.
So I guess another aspect that's pretty interesting to talk about is trying to meet your needs, because I feel like the modern world really it doesn't really cater to human mental health needs.
No.
Because I think we're designed for physical challenges, because our ancestors went through so much shit, and I doubt they had any huge mental health issues they couldn't address them anyway. There's no time to address it. But then again, were they happy at that time? Were they let's say tribal people? Let's say most people who live in tribes are the most happy. Is that because they're living a very basic life, or because they're having a life of content from the jobs they do and the tasks they provide for others? Whereas now in the modern world, you don't feel like you're providing for anything.
Yeah, it's like less to show for it.
Yeah.
Too, But it's funny when you look back at the generations, like you said, it's not really documented about anything. I mean, you look at maybe the 40s and 50s, and how they used to throw people in asylums.
Yeah.
Just for saying.
And those circus displays.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's something that people came and throw peanuts at and pointed and laughed at.
Yeah.
And then it's a bit like same with homosexuality. Like they were treated that as a mental illness, and then they put them in asylums or jails, and and it's like, well, this is really odd how, up until the recent, last 20, 30 years, the people have only started to talk about this thing.
Yeah.
But then I also think media plays a massive part in today's society, because it's always so accessible, and whatever you see is comparing yourself to something else or someone else, and that just kills you.
Yeah.
I mean, I recently came into some things like that where I had the choice where I could do these things, and I thought, no, this is one thing I've learned in therapy, is that I always thought self-discipline and self-respect are just selfish things. It's like, you've got to give everything to everyone else, and you do.
Yeah.
But then you thought, hang on, when you're not well, you don't deserve to, put yourself in this spot, or deserve to listen to this corruption or lies or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so it's like media is so hectic, and, you see the people that say, oh, I haven't been on Facebook in 6 years, or I haven't watched the news, or haven't done this, they're so happy. They've finally found the happiness key again,
Yeah.
And now with the big thing in Australia with Facebook not having news online, it's a great time to, detox from that. I know I have.
Yeah.
I'm very rarely on my phone, let alone Facebook, at all these days.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm so busy out and about trying to live a proper life now.
Yeah.
And that's great. And I would encourage other people to have a crack at it at
Yeah.
least. You know, like 1 day a week or something like that.
So you take a day off of social media for a day.
Yeah.
It's quite difficult because it's like crack. Like they a lot of
How
like
do you know that?
my secret. A lot of apps like they play on that psychological mechanisms that make you addicted.
Yeah.
Like say for example TikTok. I downloaded it recently to advertise for the podcast, and I've caught myself like swiping up in it.
Yeah.
And it's addicting because you're always like, there's got to be something better.
Yeah.
There's gotta be something better.
Always searching for something better.
Yeah,
You know?
it's like there's got to be something better and more interesting than this, and like there never is. But you still spend like half an hour to 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Scrolling through, where you could be doing something more productive.
Then you're like, oh, I've only been here for 10 minutes. Oh, God, look at the time.
Look at the time. Fucking wasted your time on it.
Yeah.
I should probably delete it. It's probably wasting my time.
Or just advertise it and just delete the app, you know.
Yeah, advertise, delete, advertise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it's just so weird. Like, it's so weird how, like, the modern world plays on people like that. Like, they're playing on vulnerabilities, and it actually makes them worse.
Yeah, like it's...
It depends on the perception of what you mean by world, but it makes people worse.
Yeah, because like you said, the world used to be a better place, and that is a well-known fact. I mean, sure, you can say life's easier now because of technology and cars and machinery, but then this is kind of something that you spoke about in your last one. It's like, were they happy back then?
Yeah.
You know, an honest living where, you know, your reward was smoking a pipe or sitting in front of a fire.
Yeah.
Or what, you know, it's like different rewards you get from your life. And now there's so little to prove who you are as a man or as a person, or you know, no reward for it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you've got to draw that invisible line in your head and say, okay, I'm going to be a good father. I'm going to, by doing this, I'm going to be a good worker by doing this. You know, that's just your own goals. If you want to be working on your car every day, if you want to go drinking every day, and that's your own personal goals, go and do that.
Yeah.
You know, but know what's right for you and know your limits.
Yeah. Make sure they're healthy decisions too. Don't overdrink.
Overdrink, buy CC dries, rum, all that.
Yeah. Joey's really advertising for alcoholism.
Yeah, they're a sponsor, aren't they?
Oh, no, it's sponsored by alcoholism.
Yeah. Well, we've mentioned cocaine twice already, but we won't mention the mafia.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to mention the cat. They know that.
They know who they are.
Yeah. Well, because we're going to get a cuppa, do you want to maybe end it here and we'll go do that?
Yeah.
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 Unless you have more to talk about. Do you have more to talk about?
No. Do you want me to get the cock out yet, or?
Nah, still no. Until I'm on Pornhub, I'll think about it.
Alright, well, I hate phone promotion.
I'm going to camera too, so I can actually be able to see it.
Yeah, you got to get the one with the extra zoom.
Yeah, got to go that.
Yeah, and then hold the pictures and something like that.
Yeah, I've had the same problem too, it's fine, I understand.
No, it's okay. I almost shaved my pube off the other day and almost cut me cock.
I trimmed.
No, I've got one pube and then it's like going to lift it up.
You got the single pube.
Yeah. It's like the babies in the cartoons, the long curly one. Yeah. You got to do that. You got to hold it up and you got to be careful. And it's like, oh no, I missed.
You missed and you lost your single pube.
Yeah, it's like in Pirates of the Caribbean. Nobody move! I dropped my brain! I dropped my cock!
Oh god, I guess we'll leave it on that.
Yeah, and with a bang, baby.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on, dude.
Thanks for having me, man. It's been a pleasure to be your mate.
It's beautiful. Alrighty, we'll go do some other things now. Bye, guys.
See ya, thank you.
I can actually find that.
End any second now.